Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on our 2010 Mercedes G55. Do you have this problem with your G-Wagon? A common problem on these is the hood will start getting loose. That's closed and it still does that. Let me show you why. Here's what it looks like under the hood. At the top, you've got a few things. You've got this latch right here. It's the catch, it's the hook. You've got another one on this side, and then you've got the safety catch in the middle, along with the spring that helps the hood pop up. At the bottom, you've got this slot right here for the safety catch, the middle one. You've got your latch on your driver's side right there, and you've got your latch on your passenger side right there. In addition to that, on some vehicles, depending on the year, you also have these little felt pads right here. You can see where the indentation is. That's where this little foot right here, that adjustable foot, like you'd have on most cars, sits, and it eats through the felt pad after a while. Same on this side. It's basically down to the metal in the middle where that felt pad is, and there's the little rubber foot right there. Now there's an easy fix that is temporary, and there's the actual fix. I'm going to show you both. Most people go with the easy fix, and then it ends up having problems again later, and I'll show you exactly why. The easy fix is to remove these felt pads and get new ones and put them on, and then you're good to go for a little while, and then it starts happening again, and then you remove them, you replace them, same thing starts happening again, and so on and so on. I'm gonna replace those, and what I'm gonna replace them with are these Gorilla pads. I'll put the link down in the description. You can use any good rubber pad. You don't have to use these felt ones. These are the 1.5 inch diameter, and I think they're an 1/8 inch thick. I just got them off Amazon. They're for furniture, but they'll work fine for this application. They're not holding a tremendous amount of load or anything else like that. They'll probably work better than these felt pads that were on here. Now, when we install those, one thing will happen. That rubber bumper, this guy, right, where'd it go? Right there. That guy will sit just a little bit higher. It'll sit on this surface instead of down on the metal, and it'll give it a little bit more push, and it'll feel like it's being held up, and it won't rattle as much. It seems like that would fix it, right? No. Let me tell you what the actual problem is. It's actually worn out components that need to be replaced. Let's take a closer look at this catch right here. Can I focus on it? There we go. If you take a look at it, you'll notice that, oh, there you go. You see that indentation right there? That's supposed to be a metal bar that's the same diameter all the way through. That is worn out a lot. Let's take a look at the other one. This one hasn't been worn out as much, but if you see in the middle, it's hard to see on the video, it does have wear in the middle of it. All right, that's not the only two spots. So that one for sure needs to be replaced. I've gone ahead and ordered it. I'm gonna replace both of them, but that one is worn out enough to where it has enough play and it's gonna cause a loose fit. Then at the bottom, these two latches that keep the hood shut, they also wear out. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you one piece at a time. Take a look at, there we go, this little bar right here. Now, you see the size of that? See the size of that one? This one's longer. You see that? The end of this one, this end right here, has been worn down over time and isn't even there anymore. That piece of metal that comes and sticks out that way is completely worn off on this edge right there. You see that spot right there, that corner? It's been rounded off. On this one, you can see it's a little bit worn, but that's closer to what it should look like. It's all dirty in there, so I can't see very well, but I'm gonna assume that the rounded off section in there where the latch makes contact, and probably these surfaces too, I bet you they are worn as well. And that's what causes that loose, sloppy fit. These latches are very easy to replace. They're not that expensive. I've gone ahead and ordered both of these bottom latches, both of those catches, the hooks at the top, and then obviously we're replacing these pads as well. Now here's what you need to get these pads off without messing up any of the paint. You need a plastic razor. These are awesome. If you don't have one, get one. They're great for peeling stickers off of windows without leaving scratches. And just in general, wherever you don't want to use an actual razor blade, but you need to scrape something off, these plastic razors are amazing. They're sharp enough to get underneath something, but not sharp enough to cause damage. Should come off pretty easily. Let's give it a shot. There we go, we're under there. I'm just going slow because I don't know what's underneath this thing. And if there's any bumps in the metal, I don't want to mess anything up. Just continue lifting it up like that and using a razor to break that bond between the adhesive and the metal. Now, a lot of times these were installed aftermarket by the dealerships, and this one probably was too. You can see that little spot where that rubber pad on the hood was making contact before, and then somebody, probably a dealer at some point, when the customer came in and complained about the rattling, they stick these pads there. Maybe the customer themselves did, but these were very commonly dealer installed too. There's a little bit of sticky residue left there. I'm gonna get that cleaned up with just some soap and water on a rag, get it dried, and then we'll get the pad on. Here's our pads. We're gonna get one out. These are a little bit softer, but I think they'll probably last a little bit longer. You wanna make sure to get that surface nice and clean because things don't like sticking to dirt. You can see where the rubber mark was from before. So this thing's gotta be right up and against the edge, basically where it was before. There we go. I'm gonna place it right there. All right. Blade again, start at the edge. Ooh, this one's stuck. Oh, there we go. Try to find a spot to get under it. Lift, scrape, lift, scrape, lift, scrape. Keep lifting and scraping. That way you have as little glue left over as possible, because if you just yank this thing off, it's likely that you'll leave a lot of, you see all that glue that wants to stay down. If you don't use your razor blade, a lot of that will try to stay on the surface. Ugh, this one did not come off as clean as the other one. Got a lot of leftover glue. Let me get that cleaned up. Just using whatever I can to get the adhesive off before I make a mess trying to wipe it with anything. All right, the rest of it we're gonna have to wipe. That's pretty good. I got all the residue off. Everything's good, not sticky anymore. If you're having trouble with that, you could always use some isopropyl alcohol or G-Wagon, something like that. Now you can see on this one, the hit spot's a little bit different, but this side of the engine support, the frame is also shaped differently. I think the other side kind of cuts in right here. This side has more of a triangle in this section. So just pay attention to where it was touching. There we go. And that's it with this step. Next, we're gonna do the latches and the hooks. Next thing we're gonna do is replace these two latches, the two lower latches that are worn out, right there and right there. You can get these latches OEM from Mercedes, or Euro Parts makes them. And if you just search this part number online, this one right here, Euro 014951, you should be able to find them, and they're easier to find because Mercedes usually is out of stock on those. I will put a link down to those in the description as well. Get yourself an 8mm socket and your ratchet. There are 2 bolts. While my helper takes those off.
Am I tightening this?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Oh, I felt like I was tightening it.
While he takes those off, these are the 2 bolts that you want to remove. You've got to disconnect that little cable I've got in the vice grips from this loop right here. It goes inside that little bracket right there. Right there. Here's the new one. And what is my son doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing, man?
I'm trying to put this on.
You gonna go motocross? Oh, a very large helmet there.
Oh, that's why it's off.
Okay. Take your new one, and you just want to make sure it looks the same as the old one. That's where our cable's gonna go. I'll show you what it looks like once the cable's in there. I'm gonna carefully kind of wiggle this into that hole, put that cable back into this bracket, then I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll bolt it back in. That one is all set. Nice brand new latch. If you don't have one, get yourself a pick shaped like this. It will help getting that cable back into place. Now, let's move on to this one. Let me show you on this one how to easily get this thing out and to get the cable off. So this is the latch. Your catch, this thing right here, the hook, comes down, it hits this, and it pushes down. In order to get this easier to take out and in, we're gonna lock this in place. So I'm gonna push down on this, oops. There we go. So that's pushed down and locked, right? That's gonna make it easier because of that position to take this thing out. Let me show you why. When this is in the lock position, this right here, it's hard to see, that little tab is a little bit further in. When it's in the unlocked position, that sticks out a little bit more and lower, and it creates kind of like a binding right here against this metal. So you want to lock it and then get it up and out of there. Now on this one, you can see the cable does not have an end. It passes all the way through. And this little crimp right here is what catches the latch and pulls it open. So it's actually one long cable that goes across, and the end of it is over there. The middle of it is right here. So when we pulled it up here, kind of pulls up the entire thing. You want to take this little tab right here, lift that up, and lift the cable up and over out of that loop. Now that you've got that one out, get your new latch. Determine which direction it goes. It goes this way, like that, and there's grease all over it, so you might need some paper towels to wipe your hands clean. Push that latch lock down right there, just like we did on the old one. Put a little screwdriver or something on it, or just with your hands, push it down to put it in the lock position. I had to get my tripod because I think it's important for you guys to see this part. Now that it's in the locked position like that, you'll have to take this little cable right here and put it through underneath this tab right there. So we're gonna loop it in right under there. Very easy. Then you see this groove right here? That groove needs to go into this slot. So you wanna kind of wiggle your way around. I see what I did wrong. So I've gotta get this lined up kind of right here on the edge, and that one also needs to go into the other groove in the new latch. Here's the new latch. You've got one groove on this side, one groove on that side. So both of those, that one and this one, need to fit into those two grooves. I'm gonna leave them kind of where they are and gently put this down without the cable through the loop, and use my pick to get those aligned, and then push this down onto those. And since my pick has a hook on the end, I'm gonna hook underneath those and pull them up into each of these slots. And then we're gonna, again, use the pick to pull that line up and get it through that loop. Now that you've got everything bolted back together, lock both hood latches. Lock that one and lock that one. Don't close the hood and go pull the hood release. Make sure they open. That way everything's functioning before you end up closing the hood and locking yourself out, causing a bigger headache. All right, we got the hood latches replaced. We tested it, open, closed. Go ahead and open it one more time, eh? Let's make sure it works before we move on. All right. Pop the hood open. There those are. Nice new metal. They're not worn out like the old ones. Everything looks good. We replaced those hood pads and it made a little bit of difference because obviously it's sitting on the pads now. You can see where the little bump stop is hitting the pads, but it was still wiggling. So go ahead and close it, eh? There you go. Nice firm shut. See if it wiggles. All right, much better. We still got a little bit of wiggle. This side's firm. A little bit of wiggle on this side. If you remember, the hook on this side was super worn. Let me show you again before we replace them. Remember these hooks right here? If you remember, this one was so worn, that should be round. Shouldn't have that indentation in it like that. And the top is likely worn a bit too, and they're just old. This one's not as worn. That's why you're not hearing that wiggling on this side. But we got two new ones. We're gonna go ahead and replace them. And that'll be all of the hood latch hardware that's worn out and causing the shaking problem. Here's the two new hood latches. These are genuine Mercedes. Again, like everything else, I'll put the part numbers and the links down in the description so you can order yours if you'd like. These are nice, new, have the corrosion resistance coating on them, and they'll fix the last bit of wiggling that we have. If you notice, unlike the lower latches here, they had a hole and they locate the latch very, very specifically. There's no wiggle room for adjustment. On these upper hooks that go into the hood, they have slotted holes and there's a lot of room for adjustment. So unless you want to do a whole bunch of guesswork, take a look at your old ones. And let's put these here. Take a look at your old ones and take a picture if you want, mark them if you want, whatever works for you. Just determine where the screws are lined up on the old hooks and try to put the new ones in the same spot. This one looks like it moved. Somebody jacked with that one. You can see where that dirty or that clean spot is. Somebody messed around with this one. I bet you they tried to fix it and they didn't know what they were doing. Whatever this dumbass dealership did. Mr. Jose Flores, Joshua Flores over at First Class Motorsports. I hate you guys. All right, let's get this unbolted. New hooks installed and aligned. I had to adjust them a couple times to get them to shut perfectly, but easy to do. Now, the true test. Let's see. Perfect. Oh my God. That's a relief. This thing was just rattling as you were driving down the road. It was so annoying. Well, there you go, guys. If y'all have a G-Wagon with a rattly hood, that is how you properly fix it. A lot of people replace those little pads, leave it at that. Trust me, you need to replace the other parts. Inspect them, see what's worn out, see if the metal is worn like mine were, like I showed you, and replace the parts and do it correctly. Doesn't take that long. The hardest part of this entire thing was getting those lower latches reinstalled and aligning all the cables and everything. Outside of that, it's pretty simple. Hopefully this video was helpful for y'all. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notify bell if you want to be notified of any of the new videos I upload as we continue our journey with this G-Wagon with all the problems it's got. In the meantime, I love you guys. I will see you next time.